Actually, today is so pretty that there's quite a few boats that we're waiting for today to go through Dixon Entrance back into Canada. We will not be doing that because we're staying in Alaska. I'm kind of excited to be staying in the winter in Alaska. Eric, not so much. The darkness affects him a lot more than me. So yesterday, you said that people were trying to get to the fuel dock?
Yeah, Coast Guard cutter. There's a Coast Guard station here. Was in there fueling up and heard about the call when the cutter got to the dock, and they were going to be about 2 hours to get fueled up and get away from the dock so other people could get in and fuel up. I think it was a pretty busy place. Lots of people are headed south this weekend, this Monday, with the day that it is. It's a pretty nice day for crossing this Dixon Entrance.
Coming right down the channel at us is Majestic Princess. Eric was going to do a call to them to figure out what they were doing, but I think we're just going to go port to port. Unless they call us and tell us something different. There's Airship over at the fuel dock. They are headed south today. They spent the weekend here in Ketchikan. In case you don't know who Airship is, they are one of the boats with the Slow Boat company that does flotillas coming up to Alaska each summer.
Slowboat has some great tutorials on how to get through some of the strong currents in Canada. Check them out on YouTube. Today we are leaving Ketchikan. We are headed to Misty Fjords. We'll go up Beam Channel and go into Shoalwater Pass, where we were told about an anchorage from one of the locals in Ketchikan. The most popular ways to visit Misty Fjords National Monument in the Tongass National Forest are by air and by sea. There is no road system.
If you look at AIS coming into Ketchikan, it looks kind of scary, but it really isn't. You just follow the boating rules on navigation and everything seems to go pretty smoothly, even when you encounter these big huge cruise ships.
These are some lucky cruisers to be able to see Ketchikan in sunshine. It rains a lot in Ketchikan. As we're headed down the channel, we're listening to the weather forecast. We're also paying attention to Dixon Entrance forecast, just out of curiosity.
Seas 6 feet. Tuesday night, south wind 20 knots. Seas 9 feet.
This is Dixon Entrance.
Rain. Wednesday, south winds 25 knots. Seas 9 feet. Thursday, west winds 15 knots. Seas 7 feet. Friday, southwest winds.
So we left Ketchikan, which is here, and we went up to here. We're going to go around here. And here to Winstanley Island.
We often get asked whether or not a flybridge is necessary in Southeast Alaska. No, it's not necessary, and it's not used a lot, but I do use ours, and I do like it.
It's pretty around here.
Diston and I were up on the flybridge during this.
So we're going to go in here tonight. We are so far up. We're up here on this flybridge. Check that thing out. Way over there. We're just coming around that corner. Eric says we got here just in time.
We're in on a rising tide, we're at the very tail end of it though, so there's not much more water we're going to gain.
It's only going to be 8 feet there at mean low water.
According to the chart, that's what it says. And we're at just about high tide, so I'm hopeful we're going to clear it.
But we're going to slow down, just in case. Forward facing sonar's on. Well, the good news is he's not sending me out on the bow looking for rocks. Doesn't really work around here anyhow. The water is dark. Guess if it was sticking up, I'd see it. Ooh, there's a buoy.
Getting closer. So it's going to be before that island that we see.
So there's the island. So we should be coming up on the shallow spot pretty soon.
We discuss depth and tides in our videos a lot, and the reason why is Alaska tidal ranges are much greater than in many other boating areas. Additionally, if you hit bottom in Alaska, you aren't hitting a nice soft sand or mud, you're hitting a rock, which is going to do some significant damage to your boat.
Show going up to 18.
This is why you have more than one. Okay, now drop back to 20. There is also always the potential of an uncharted rock.
Well, we're coming out of the shallow area. Back up to 39, 40 feet. The captain's starting to speed up. And we're just about at that island. And we are going to go over to here to anchor for the night. Winstanley Island, a sheltered and quiet anchorage offering good access to Bean Canal and Misty Fjords National Monument. Anchored 30 to 51 feet with very good holding over a mud bottom. Be bear aware for exercising pets. We didn't find this anchorage either in the Exploring Southeast Alaska guide or the Wagner's guide. I think Eric found out about it from a local in Ketchikan. It's dropping the anchor now. I just saw yellow and white go out there. That means he's at 200 feet with that chain. First try?
First try.
That's pretty good.
Nice. That's
Do you have
good.
200 feet of anchor line out there?
I do.
Wow.
Just for yucks.
We have anchored. That's the island. We're on the other side of it now. And that's where the shallow area was. And we had to go around the island. We couldn't come through here. There's a mooring ball and a Forest Service cabin. Looking where the bear beach might be, but
There is a mooring buoy available on a first-come, first-served basis. The cabin reservation does not give exclusive use of the buoy. More than one vessel is allowed to use the buoy if the first party there agrees.
What's that?
how deep?
It's 31 feet. We could probably tie off on that ball, as a matter of fact. That would be.
We haven't seen any bears yet, but we do have our bear spray and a gun.
Winstanley Island cabin, U.S. Forest Service establishment. Pay a fee every night, but this is a nice cabin. This is a great cabin. There's the bay out in front. There's a woodshed over there. We'll look at that in a bit, plus a place to have bonfires. And the inside of the cabin is very nice. Skylights on either side of the front of the cabin. It's a lot to light in, Panadobe. This also has a wood burning stove. That's a big deal. We don't have many of these. And it allows you to go out in the woods not smelling like oil. I'm gonna go deer hunting. Nice place. Very nice place.
Well, Distant got a haircut. We like to do that off the boat if we can.
The cabins are a great opportunity for a haircut.
There are bones on this beach. I didn't even get the ones that look like legs. Oh, here we go. I guess we could get a little sun on that. Okay, let's try this. See? Eric says they're probably deer bones. As long as they aren't humans. So it's about 12:30 and high tide is around 3. We're gonna go in between this island and that shore and look to see how deep it is. It's 9.8 feet right here.
12 feet.
How much?
In 1978, President Jimmy Carter proclaimed over 2,200,000 acres as the Misty Fjords National Monument. In 1980, this acreage got reduced by approximately 60,000 acres, but was now congressionally designated as Misty Fjords National Monument Wilderness, and it still remains the largest wilderness area on the Tongass National Forest. Due to this designation, it is now strategically managed to continue the preservation of this undeveloped, enduring ecosystem for the enjoyment of present and future generations. Misty Fjords is part of a vast coastal rainforest, and the cloud-shrouded monument can receive 160 inches of rain annually. We felt very lucky to be able to experience the fjords in the sunshine. We had taken off in the dinghy to go check out New Eddy Island.
Check this thing out. This is cool.
New Eddystone Rock is an Alaskan island located in Beam Canal, about 40 miles east of Ketchikan. It's a pillar of basalt. During the last ice age, southeast Alaska was covered by a thick ice sheet. The weight of the ice pressed down and compressed the underlying crust, including the area that is now Beam Canal. As the ice melted at the beginning of the current interglacial period, this weight was reduced. The Earth's crust responded by flexing upward, a process known as isostatic rebound. This movement broke the rock and created a new Eddystone volcano that erupted 15,000 years to 13,800 years ago.
We're a long ways. We have to row. You're gonna be tired.
The volcano rises from the bottom of Beam Canal about 850 feet below sea level. The island stands 237 feet above sea level, giving the volcano a total height of over 1,000 feet. While the portion of the volcano below sea level is somewhat cone-shaped, wave action over the millennia has eroded all the rock above sea level except for the dense, spiral-shaped volcanic plug. Studies of the floor of Beam Canal show that the new Eddystone was not the only volcano that emerged as the crust buckled. 4 other vents have been identified. 2 are dome-shaped, suggesting that they erupted below the glacier ice sheet and were rounded off as the ice flowed over them. The other 2 and the new Eddystone Rock are more pointed, showing that they've never been overridden by ice. Of the 5 identified volcanic vents in Beam Canal, only new Eddystone Rock rises above the sea level. The tidal range in Beam Canal exceeds 20 feet. Since much of the new Eddystone Rock is low-lying beach, the size of the island above the water varies considerably with the tides.
It's rocky on this side, so Eric's gonna go try the other side and see if it's not quite as rocky. You seem a little curious.
There was a whole family of black seals that were watching us pretty closely.
think this is the male.
I did see one swimming there.
So we have this anchor buoy thing here.
I call an anchor buddy.
An anchor buddy?
Anchor buddy, yeah. That's kind of neat.
Check out how high that is. I mean, here's Eric. And it goes all the way up there. We would be out of luck if that boat took off someplace. It's the end of the season. There's hardly anybody around. Now if there's a bear, I'm toast. He's got all the bear stuff.
Formed from a volcanic vent over 5 million years ago, New Eddystone Rock was shaped by glaciers and is now over 200 feet tall and covered with over 200 species of plants.
I think this was the small one that I saw. The other one was the big one. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Could you climb right through there?
Yep. Good.
Isn't it amazing how vegetation can grow on walls?
And off we went in the dinghy to go check out Checats Cove.
What a gorgeous day. So we were over there. We can explore this little cove, I think. Yeah, it's perfect perch. I just wonder why there's a piling in the middle of nowhere. There's some rocks down there. How deep are we?
6 feet.
6 feet. I guess we're turning.
There is supposed to be an easy 1.1 mile trail to the lower Checats Lake. The trail runs the entire length of Checats Creek. The stream has a strong salmon run in August, thus providing an excellent opportunity to watch salmon spawning. To me, that translates as an excellent opportunity to run into bears.
Well, we've been here for 2 nights, and it's been a wonderful location. We're going to move on and see if we can find someplace else before it gets too rainy. As you can see, we didn't move around too much. It was pretty nice weather the whole time as well. Eric's up there cleaning off the anchor chain. He's really careful to get it really clean. So what do you think of that anchorage?
Nice. Go back there, except that you want to make sure that you come in on a high tide or a rising tide, just for yucks. So it's a little restricted in that regard, but other than that, it's a nice place. Plenty of nice mud bottom, good holding, about 50 feet of water.
If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe and join us on our next journey.
Havaseas you next time.